Many times when you're doing a project that involves a pattern or a template that you've attached to the wood, you're going to see the words cut outside the line and sand to the line of the pattern. Well, that's fine if you've got an oscillating spindle sander, but not everybody does. We're going to show you how to make a time-saving jig that'll turn your electric drill into a drum sander. We've created a project part here that involves outside curves, inside curves, and a combination of paper pattern lines and pencil lines. Now there are some places that a drum sander or an oscillating spindle sander isn't going to reach, and that's in these tight little corners. These we've sanded by hand, but the rest we can save a lot of time sanding to our line by using our drum sander. Our jig that turns the drill into our drum sander couldn't be easier to make. You've got a 6-inch square base. You've got a vertical piece that's about 4 inches wide, 3 or 4 inches. If you have your drill handy, make it about 3/4 to an inch wider than the body of the drill. The vertical piece is held to the base by 2 screws, but remember you're working with MDF, so be sure to pre-drill or you're going to get splitting along this edge here. When you're finished, either route or cut a small recess right here. That allows your sanding drum to go deeper than the surface that you're attaching the drill to. Then take some adhesive back sandpaper. We used about 100 grit, 120 or 180 would be fine, and attach it to this face where the drill is going to mount. To attach the drill to the jig, I purchased 2 band clamps that are long enough, or at least have enough diameter to wrap around the vertical piece and around the body of the drill. I've loosely placed the drill on the jig here so that the drum is just outside of this little recess here. And I've got my 2 band clamps around the jig and the body of the drill. Real time saver when working with these is to use a driver attachment in a cordless drill. That will just save you a world of time getting these things tightened up. Now I haven't tightened them up absolutely tight yet because we have to make a few adjustments to get a 90-degree angle between this base and this drum. To bring the sanding drum 90 degrees to the jig base, I'm going to have to raise this end of the drill a little bit. And to do that, I've cut some very almost paper-thin shims that I can slide in under here under the clamp. Remember, you don't want to clamp down on this too hard, and these clamps can exert a tremendous amount of pressure, so don't crush your drill in the process of doing this. Now I can check again with my square to make sure that I've got a 90-degree angle between the drum and the jig face. And while I'm at it, I want to check to make sure that I've got 90 degrees in the adjustment of the drill where it's attached here. And that'll do it. A few things to remember about this technique of using a homemade drum sander like this is that you need to allow clearance for the bottom of the sanding drum, so that means clamping it overhanging the bench like this. Let the sanding drum do the work. Don't use a lot of pressure on this. As you can see here, the sanding drum has left a clean line along my pattern and a fairly smooth surface with some 120, maybe up through 180 to 220 grit. You should be able to smooth this down as smooth as the rest of your surfaces.